Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where, as you can see, we're back in fog of war territory today with a puzzle called Douro, the Portuguese river. The puzzle's called Douro. It's not called Douro, the Portuguese river, but I think the Douro is a Portuguese river. And this is by Xenonetix. And apparently it's very, very clever. It's got 4 stars out of 5 for difficulty, so perhaps not a walk in the park. And it introduces the concept of bridges. I think these things in the grid are bridges going over a river. And bridges and rivers have to have certain mathematical properties, I think. It sounds brilliant. I'm looking forward to having a go at this. I think we have to draw a river. Is it the Königsberg bridges? Hopefully it's not going to be quite as intractable as that problem. But we're going to have to draw a river that goes from there to there, subject to some constraints, and hopefully clearing the fog as we go. But we'll read the rules of this puzzle in a moment or two's time and see what we have to do. Before that, what can I mention? Well, tomorrow night at 10 p.m. UK time, we're back in the Blueprints mansion for the 42nd time. So we'd love to have your company if you've been watching us do battle with that incredible game. So yeah, as I say, I'll try and remember to put a link to that on the screen. And over on Patreon, we are closing in on the end of April. And on the 1st of May, we have Spider-Man as our new Sudoku competition for the month of May. So that will go live at 4 p.m. UK time on the 1st. And we'd love you to get involved in that, especially if you've never done any of our Sudoku competitions before. I think you'll be in for a treat. What else? Well, birthdays. Let me look at my list of birthdays to do. Rook, I think it's your birthday today. I couldn't quite tell from the timing of your email and whether or not the day had ticked over or not. But I know you've rediscovered our content recently and you're enjoying it. So thank you for doing that. And I gather you're having red lobster for dinner. I'm not sure if that's on your birthday or on the eve of your birthday. But you predicted that you might be drowning in butter. Well, actually, I do like lobster. I don't have it very often. It's something of a delicacy here in the UK. But whenever I do get the opportunity to have it, I always think it's delicious. So I hope you enjoy your red lobster. Maybe there'll be some chocolate cake for pudding. Many happy returns. Next, Nicholas. Nicholas, you're turning 29 today, and I know this because your best friend from university, Leon, wrote to me. I think the two of you met 10 years ago on your first day at uni, and both from Munich, if I'm not mistaken. And Nicholas, I know you're finalising or finishing your PhD in financial maths. Good grief. I actually did. My degree was in economics. And I did econometrics as one of my sort of optional things. So that's a bit like financial maths, isn't it? Anyway, I digress. Oh, no. No. Oh, no, that's fine. That's a motorbike. I thought it was a particularly loud wasp, but it's not. It's just a motorbike. Anyway, sorry. Nicholas, many happy returns. I gather from Leon that there is going to be chocolate cake today, so I hope you enjoy it. And I hope, of course, it's been properly iced. And the last birthday is a sadder one. I'm going to say, today would have been little Rocket's 9th birthday. But Rocket passed away in 2017 following surgery. That's absolutely awful. I know this because Rocket's dad, Rusty, wrote to me. And this must be a terribly difficult day for you every year, Rusty. I know Rusty thought it would be a nice thing if Rocket was remembered today on Cracking the Cryptic. So we send our thoughts to you, my friend. Goodness me, I suspect she would be proud of the man that you've become. And we send you all our good wishes. yeah, there's nothing more I can think to say, but I did want to do the shout out and remember somebody taken far too young. I always feel a bit, I find it difficult to just switch, to sort of go from giving messages like that, which feel incredibly profound and emotionally difficult, to solving a Sudoku, which is, it's not an emotional thing, or it's quite a, if any emotion emerges, it tends to be a bit of a joyful thing. But I am going to try and do that now. Let's have a look at Douro by Xenonetix, and let's read the rules together and see what we have to do to finish the puzzle. We have got normal Sudoku rules applying, so we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. There's a 1 cell wide orthogonal river, in inverted commas, snaking from row 9 column 9 to row 1 column 2 without branching or touching itself orthogonally, but it may touch diagonally. So let's just stop there and check that we understand what that means we've got to do. So we're going to draw a river that's going to flow through the grid. But what we couldn't do, well, I think actually we could do that I've just drawn. Let's make the river blue. I'm sure that, I don't know. Rivers can be quite pretty things, but in my experience, you very rarely get a blue river, and actually a blue river. Even the greatest river I've ever seen, which was the Zambezi River, that wasn't blue. Anyway, hang on, I'm digressing again. Yeah, I think this would be possible because this is a series of orthogonally connected cells. Orthogonally means shares an edge with, and it does touch itself, but it only touches itself at a vertex, which I think is okay. We can touch diagonally, but if the river went here, it couldn't go north from this square, because then the river would it would touch itself orthogonally, and that seems to be against the rules, so we mustn't do that. Right, and digits along, actually let's reinstate our river. Digits along the river differ by at least 5, which is a sort of German whispers-esque constraint. So imagine this was a 1, then these 2 digits here would have to be at least 6, wouldn't they, in order to be sufficiently different from the digit 1. So they could be 6, 7, 8, and 9. That would be the situation. And then all the remaining cells are land. So we're going to have to decide a colour for land, I think. But I'm going to cogitate on that. I'm not going to commit to any particular colour early on. I might make my land blue and my river green. I've definitely seen some green rivers in my life. Anyway, let's keep going. Bridges. It's got an this is a bridge, I think. Only cross single river cells, and are the sum of the 2 adjacent land cells on each end of the bridge. So if we look here, I think what it's saying is that this bridge is obviously going over the river, and there are land cells. I'll make it green just for the moment, or maybe I'll make it darker green. Sort of meadowland on either side. So let me just read this again. The sum of the 2 adjacent land cells at each end of the bridge. Yeah, okay, so that's those. It says EG 253, i.e. double arrow. Yeah, okay, so what it's saying there, I better be careful actually in case I get the right digit and it clears the fog. I'll put a 5 here. If this was a 5, then these could be either 2 and 3, because 2 plus 3 equals 5, or 1 and 4, because 1 plus 4 equals 5. So that's the sense in which it's a double arrow. If you've done double arrow Sudoku or have seen that variant rule set, you will know what that means. Diagonal bridges. only cross river corners. I don't even know how we're going to show this. So if that was a bridge, so this must be, if that's a bridge, they must be land. That's how the rule works. So this must be river. Oh, I see. No, that does make sense. So then what we're saying is that this is a corner of the river. So the river is not doing that through this cell. It's got to be turning. But it could do that in a whole host of ways, look. But this is a corner of the river, is what we're being told, as and when we discover a diagonal bridge. Oh, we've actually finished the rules on this. Dynamic fog. Okay, so placing a correct digit will clear fog in its cell and may also clear fog in other cells. So if we say we got this digit, what that means is it will clear only this cell and maybe this cell or that cell or all these cells, but it won't in the original form of Fog of War Sudoku. If you got this cell, it would clear all the cells around that fog cell as well, and that's not what's going on today. So do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual, but now I get to play. Let's get cracking. So these are all bridges over the river. So I should make it blue, shouldn't I? People will get cross with me if I don't make my river blue, I think. Okay, and we know that everything either side of a river is land. So we do have to commit to a colour for land now. I could use orange, couldn't I? Because I think orange, I mean, it's not, maybe if it was desert, that would be okay. I will use orange. The only reason I'm going to use orange is because we have been told in the past that orange and blue are the most colourblind friendly of the colours in our Sudoku palettes. So I feel like I'll be doing at least some people a favour by using orange and blue. Now, the river must go here, mustn't it? Because if it doesn't, it's not sort of forming a river at all. It's forming a cul-de-sac. I think that has to be river. And now this is a corner of the river, so these two cells can't be river, or this cell of river would be touched by an orthogonal connection, which is not allowed under the rules. So this is river, this is river. That is another thing that we're told. And okay, and I've forgotten the rules. Oh yes, these ones have to add, don't they? Oh no, these three are the sum of that one. That's going to give this one. These two is going to give this one, and those two are going to give this one. So yeah, okay. So those two have to be river as well, because the river has to be a continuous line. I'm not doing very well with getting digits, am I? Oh, German whispers. I'd forgotten that. Okay, so right. What that is going to mean is that we are going to have to. I'm going to have to share with you some secrets about German whispers lines in Sudoku. It's not quite as profound as the original secret of Sudoku, but there are some things that we could conclude about this river. Are we ever going to be able to put the digit 5 on this river? In fact, I'm so confident I can't. I'm going to write 5 in as a big letter, a big number. It cannot be correct. And the reason is that this cell would now have to be at least 5 different from 5. So if we go upwards, we're getting to 10, 11, 12. They aren't Sudoku numbers. If we go downwards, we're getting to 0 or negative numbers. They aren't Sudoku numbers. So 5 simply cannot go on this river ever. Now what that means is that every cell on this river either has the property of being below 5 or above 5. It must be one of those things, mustn't it? Now, the crucial thing to realise with German whispers is that, say we established that this cell was higher than 5, what would the implication be for this cell? Could this also be a higher than 5 digit? No, because these two cannot be 5 apart. They could be 3 apart if they were 6 and 9, but 3 is less than 5. It's not enough. So this would have to be a low digit, a lower than 5 digit. And now this can't be another lower than 5 digit because these can't be 5 apart. So that's going to be a higher than 5 digit. So you're going to get this oscillation of polarity, if you like, along the river. Now, I'm going to mention another point because I've seen it before in puzzles that have this, that have an orthogonal snake to be built. We can think of the grid as being coloured like a checkerboard, like a chessboard, if you like. And why might this be important? Well, let's just... So this digit, whatever it is, in terms of, it's either higher than 5 or lower than 5. And we know that the snake oscillates, so we know this will be green, we know this will be green. Let's use purple for the other ones. Now, the thing is, we can now determine whether this is purple or green. It's going to be purple, actually. And the reason we know this is, A, we know it's a river cell, and B, we know that in order to move from here to here, taking only orthogonal steps, i.e. moving in a north, south, east or west direction each time, we are going to consume an even number of steps to move from here to here. And one way to think of that is to note that these are on the same bishop's colour. So from a chess perspective, in order to any move from here will move on to the opposite bishop's colour to this cell. And then any move thereafter will move back onto the purple colour. That is the nature of a checkerboard. If you're moving, if you're a king on a chessboard and you're moving from a white cell, you will always move to a black cell. And from that, you will always move back to a white cell again, assuming your chessboard is black and white coloured. So what this means is that these are the same polarity. Now that's different. Look, that one is on the opposite bishop's colour to purple, so that is green polarity. So the start and the end cell, one of those is high, one of those is low, but we don't know what's the order yet. But I'm wondering if both of those can be low. If they were both low, neither of these actually could be right. That's a really interesting beginning, actually. I don't know if I needed the whole checkerboard thing to do this, but let's think about the green polarity. And could this be low digits? Now, I think the answer is no, because remember, the bridges are the sum of the two digits either side of the bridge. So neither of these digits could be a 1 or a 2, because they're always summing two different numbers. The minimum those could be would be a 1-2 pair. So each of these would have to be at least 3. So if green is low polarity, this would be a 3-4 pair, and that's wrong. Why is it wrong? Well, one of the secrets of German whispers that I didn't think to do was to talk about the difficulty of placing 4 and 6 on whispers. If you put 4 on this line, the next digit must be 9, because it's the only Sudoku digit that's at least 5 different from 4. If we put 6 on this snake or river, then the next digit must be 1, because 1 is the only Sudoku digit that's at least 5 different from 6. So what would happen if either of these, if this was a 4, say, both of these would have to be 9, and that will break Sudoku. If this is a 4, both of those have to be 9. That will break Sudoku. So actually green is high. It's the high polarity, and neither of those can be 6 for exactly the same reason that neither of these could be 4. That could be a 6 if it had a 1 in one of those positions. So now this one is 3 or... Oh, this one's 3. We've got our first digit. We might clear some fog here. This digit here is low polarity, 1, 2, 3 or 4. It's on a bridge, so it's summing these two digits. So it's now at least equal to 3. Now, if it was 4, both of these would be 9, and Sudoku would break. So this is 3. Didn't clear fog. Those have got to be a 1, 2 pair. These digits now can't include things like 6 or 7 because 6 and 7 are not at least 5 different from 3. These, in fact, have to be an 8, 9 pair, don't they? And I don't know what to do with that. These digits are now... Oh, one of these has to... Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Yeah, look at those two digits. Now we know from our shading, these are both river cells and they're both in the low polarity. So these have to be from 1, 2 and 4. But if these can't be a 1, 2 pair because that's going to destroy the existence of this cell. So one of these is a 4. Well, it can't be this one because they can't be double 9. So that's 4. And that means this is 9. And this is 8. And this is 9. It's not clearing the fog. Is it clearing the... I think it might be clearing the fog under my shading. But, okay. This 4 is on the path. So where is the next river cell? If it was here, this would be a 9. If it was here, this would be a 9. So it must be there. And that must be a 9. That's great. And that's got us another. And now those must be land, desert, if you like. This is now river. So that's got to be land. The river, this is not the end of the river. So the river must be continuous through that cell. Now these cells are all orange or desert. And we can do our shading again. So now this is green, this is green. These two are both purple, so these are low, 1s, 2s, 3s and 4s. Let's put that in. This can't be 4. That can't be 4 because this would be 9. This can't be 3 because of this. So this is 1 or 2. And this digit is, it can't be 6. It's got to be 7 or 8. It can't be 6 because it can't be surrounded by double 1. And our river is slowly getting longer. It's quite an exotic snake, I found. There'd probably be a few of those in the Zambezi. Maybe not in the Douro, though. Okay. So what are we doing with this? This digit is at least a 5. It sees a 1, 2 pair, 3 and a 4. So it's at least a 5. So it's 5, 6 or 7. So this digit is 1, 2 or 3 according to the bridge rule. This digit is 2, 3 or 4, I think. This digit, it depends what this adds up to, doesn't it? If it's 7, this could be 5. If it's 8, this could be 6 even. 6, 5, 4, 3. Can't be a 2. 2 plus 4 is only 6. So that's got so many options. These digits are from 5, 6, 7, aren't they? Because effectively in box 5, the digits I haven't pencil marked are 5, 6 and 7. Oh, nearly. I was about to say that this cell can't be river, but that's not quite true. Oh, no, it is true, actually. It is true. Okay, right. Here's something I hadn't focused on at all until I was wondering whether this could be on the river. But let's now sort of take a step back from the puzzle and think about think about which ends of the river are going to which bits, because we've got two river ends here. Here's the question. Does this end go there? Because it can't do, because however it gets there, this will be stranded. It will never be able to get to there because it will come down here. It can't go through the land, and it's going to be blocked by some wall or some river that connects this 9 to this corner. So this doesn't go there, which means this does go there. And this 9 is going to at some point turn up and go there. And now I think we can conclude that this is not on the path. Let's think about why. If this was on the path, what would it be? Well, it would be low polarity, and it couldn't be 1, 2, or 3, so it would be 4, which means that it's next to 9 on both sides of it. Well, it is next to 9 here, but we can't put 9 here or here, so this would turn south and put a 9 here. And how could this then turn back and go up here to connect there? It couldn't do it. So this cell is desert. Now, the weird thing about that is that doesn't prevent the river from turning south here, actually, and going back up there. It just prevents it from going to that square, which would have to be the 4, and it's the 4 here that would create the problem. But I'm not so sure we can say it doesn't do that. Oh, no, I was thinking maybe I could do Sudoku, but no, that's what a ludicrous thought. Xenonetix, to do Sudoku in your Sudoku puzzle. Okay, I don't really see what to do then. What's it going to be? 1, 2, 3. So in this row, I've got to put in 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let's just put that in. 4, 5, 6, 7. You see, this could go there. If that was 6 or 7, it would work, wouldn't it? And then this would be a 1, 2, or a 3. So we'd have used up all our 1s, 2s, and 3s in row. I think that would be difficult, actually. How would this... Oh, no, that doesn't have to come down. Yeah, bother. Okay, well, how does this then get to there? That's not incredibly easy to do, actually. Especially not now we've got very few. Okay, let's think about that, because that looks difficult to me. We've got to get the snake, or the river, I should say. The river. Why am I thinking about hissing Sid? I don't know. Captain Beaky. The bravest animals in the land were Captain Beaky and his band. Now, yeah, we've got to get the Douro from here across this box. Now, hang on. I hadn't thought about 4. But 4's difficult. Actually, 4's... okay, this is... Right. No, this is definitely important, because we've got 2 low digits unavailable to get through these cells. Is it possible to enter box 8 and exit box 8, however we did it, without using at least 1 low digit? No, of course it's not. We would have to use at least 1 low digit. Now, what low digits are available? Now, 4 is not available, actually, to be used on whatever path we take. Now, why is 4 unavailable? Because 4 would be surrounded on 2 sides by 9. And it wouldn't matter whether the 4 was here, or in fact it can't be on this side. But you can't put 9s there and you can't put 9s there. So there's no way of using a 4 as a low digit on the path in this box. So it's a 1, 2 or a 3, and it's only one of them. Now, if we now checkerboard this then, so yeah, it's an absolutely gorgeous point actually. So the possible positions for low digits on the path going through box 8 are those. And we can only use one of them, and we have to get all the way through the box. So it's going to have to be this one, isn't it? That's going to have to be on the path. And we're going to have to get through box 8 with some sort of alacrity. We have to get through it in 3 cells. Because if we were to take a 4th in box 8, we know that would be a second low digit, and it would have to be a 4. So where we are is that this will be low. These 2 will be on the path and high, and the path cannot go into any of these 3 cells because it would use a low digit as its next position. So these are now on the Douro and low. Now I've got a problem, have I? I've now got 4 low digits on the path in row 9. I need one of them to be a 4, which that one cannot be. If that's a 4, no, this can't be a 4. It's a bit more complicated. This can't be a 4 because this would be a 9. This can't be a 4. This one could be a 9 and would have to be, but where would we put the continuation of the Douro from here? It couldn't go there because that's a 9. It couldn't go there because this is a 9. So this can't be 4. So that's a 4 in the bottom row. Oh, yes, it is. These are 1s, 2s, and 3s. These are 7, 8, 9. Can't be 6 because it would be surrounded by double 1. This can't be 6 either. So that's 7, 8, 9. And now this is path, isn't it? And what I mean by that is this is a bridge over the river Douro, not the river Kwai. This is the bridge over the river Douro. This is now desert. This digit is 7 or 8. Can't be 6 again because this would be a 1 and wherever the river went next would be a 1. Oh, wait. The river can't go there. Because then this... Oh, no, then I've created a loop. I've created a pond. I've created sort of that pattern. I've created an island. That might be another way of describing it. I'm not meant to do that. So this has to be desert. This has to be river. That has to be river because this has to get out. And we've done the bottom part of our path. This is a high. Oh, this is a 9, of course. It's next to a 4. I think that did clear fog as well. I think that is clearing fog. So this is a 1, 2, or a 3. These now have to be desert. And this has to turn up. And this has to be a 1, 2, or a 3, or a 4. No, 1, 2, or 3. It can't be 4 because where would you put the continuation? It would be a 9 in the same box. So, okay, this cell is now off the path. How do we know that? Well, if it was on the path, it would be a low one, and all the low digits have gone in the row. So that's desert. One of these has to be a 3. One of those has to be a 3 in box 8, because this is not a 3. Oh, you know what I haven't been thinking about at all? That's the adding up the bridges rule. Okay, so this digit is, well, it's at least a 5. It could be a 5 if this was a 2. So it's a 5, 5, 6, or 7. It can't be 8 because this can't be 9. So that's 5, 6, or 7. Right. Where, by Sudoku, Xenonetix, what are you doing here? Where is 9 in box 8? It's got to go there. Oh, we've got another. Hang on, that was good. That was another. So that's a river cell, isn't it? And that must be surrounded by desert. So this cell has to go here now. That's got to be a corner of the river. Wasn't there something about bridges, diagonal bridges being corners of the river? Have I made that up? Diagonal bridges only cross river corners. So this is a corner of the river. But no, in fact, that is something it can't be. It can't be a south and an east, because the river would go into this cell and then have to drop down. It wouldn't go the right way. So it's not those two, and it can't be that, because then this can't get out. So it's not that version of river, and it's not that version of river. So it's either that version of river or that version of river. So it's either that or that. I don't think those have anything in common, which is a bit distressing. But we can do the high-lower t, can't we? These have to be high, so they are 6, 7, 8, 9. I doubt that can be 6. This certainly can't be 6 or 9, because this cell would be surrounded by double 1. If that was a 6, it would have to be that way. These would have to be double 1. That would have to be a 1. I don't know. Maybe that's possible. These two digits are the same as those two digits, look, by Sudoku, which is maybe a tiny bit interesting. And now, what do we do next? Oh, I've got a 7, 8 pair in row 5, so that this central digit now is not a 7, which that must do something to one of these totals. If this was a 2, that won't work. You wouldn't get up to 9, would you? So this is slightly larger than it used to be. So this is either 3, 6 or 4, 5. Now this one, if that was 7, this would be a 3 or a 4. If this is 8, oh, this can't be 6 anymore. That's a tiny win for the goodies. And I feel like I should be able to do more here, and I don't know how to do it. Okay, what do we think we have to do next? If this was a 7, the river couldn't go here because it would be surrounded by 1, 2 pair. So if this is 7, the river goes up, and this is a 1 or a 2. But if this is an 8, it could have 3 on one side of it, so that logic would fall away. This is 5 or 6, so this digit is no longer a 1. These digits are from 5, 6, 7, or 8. I don't know how to do that. This must be off the path, because that's just a cul-de-sac now, so we can turn this into desert. Could be Sudoku, couldn't it? Let's think about Sudoku. What could we do with that? Nearly. 4 in box 8 is slightly restricted. So 4 in box 7 is very slightly restricted, not really restricted enough. Oh, wait. Oh, good grief. Where's 4 in box 6? That's actually got me a digit, a whole digit. That didn't actually... It didn't do very much, did it? Oh, wait. This... Right, I've got something, though. I've got something, because now by Sudoku, 4 is on one side of this bridge. So how could it possibly add up to 8? If this was an 8, that would have to be 2 4s now, so that's got to be 7. Which means this is 8. That's not what I wanted there. I wanted that to be 7. Okay, so now this is not 7. This is not 7. That's a 5 6 pair, so this is 7. And this, to add up to 7, this is now a 3 4 pair, look. So we can get rid of the 4 corner mark. 3 4, this is not a 3. This is a 1 2 pair. This is a 3 4 pair, so we need a 5 6 pair to complete the row. This one and this one. Now, what do you think we do with this? What do we do with that? That's actually, at least we've made a bit of progress there, which is a big relief. Oh, lovely. Right. Where does the path go from the 8? It can't go into a 5 or a 6, can it? That's not going to work. They aren't 5 apart, so it's got to go up. And now, we were told this was a corner, so it's got to go there. So these are all desert. This is low. Could be 3, so we've got to be careful. If it was 3, this would be 9. Which would be... Oh, that's almost likely, actually. We've got 2 9s already in the final 3 columns of the grid, so there is a 9 up here somewhere. This digit is low and is 1 2 3. Could it be 4? No. No, it couldn't. If this was 4, this would be 9. And then where would you put... You couldn't put a 9 here by Sudoku, and you couldn't put a 9 there by Sudoku, so the river would be cul-de-saced. And what we've got to do is to deal with this bridge as well at some stage, which is probably tricky. I don't know. Yeah, okay. That cell there sees a 1 2 3 triple, doesn't it? As well as 4 7 8 9. So that's 5 or 6. So that now I've got a 5 6 7 triple in row 4. So 8. Where's 8 in row 4? Oh, that's been available before. I just didn't see it. It didn't do anything, but I think it was available before. Okay, and if this is 5 or 6, it's hard for this. It's hard for this to be 6 now, because that would have to be a 1. 1 2. It can't be a 4 in that cell. It can only be 1 2 or 3. I don't think it can be 5, because this is at least 5 and 5 is already 10, which this can't be. So that is a low digit that is off the path. So okay. So this can't be 3 now. Because if that was 3, this would be 9. By Whisper's logic, it couldn't be 6 or 7, they're too close to it. But then, because this couldn't be a 3, you couldn't make those two add up to 9. If this is 3, this can't be 3, so the maximum they can add up to is 8. But they should add up to 9, so that's not 3. Now I got a 1 2 pair here, which gets me a 3 here, which gets me Well, is that right? I've got 3 pencil marked into those positions. That is right, I think. Yeah, because this is a 1, 2, 3 triple in box 8. That's nothing to do with Zambezi logic. That's just is a 3. I think that... Oh, that's a 5 now, by the funny rule. So this is a 4. I think these are clearing fog. It looks like the bridges are getting slightly fuller as we fill them in. So this is now... I've got a 1, 2 pair in column 2. I've got a 5 now here. So this digit can't be a 3 because these won't add up to... So this can't be 9 anymore, is the short answer, because we're only adding 1 or 2 to exactly 5. So this is 6. This digit is a 1, 2 or a 3. And one of these is a 3. If it was this one, what would this be? It wouldn't work because it's meant to be 5 different, and it couldn't be 8 and it couldn't be 9. So that's got to be 3. This is very good fun, I have to say. It's really, really smooth, I suppose, is a way I might describe this. There hasn't been any monstrous steps, but there's been sort of consistently interesting and pleasing logic. This can't be a 3. Oh, I could have got that from there. That can't be a 3. I've got a 1, 2 pair. I've got loads of 1s and 2s, actually. We could colour them, maybe. Well, I mean, we could colour them. I'm just not sure if it's the right thing to do from a solving perspective. This could still be a 6, look. No. It could. No, it can't. That would be a 1, and that's lovely. This bridge is really clever. It did something clever with 9, but if this was a 6, that would have to be surrounded by double 1 on the whispers rule. But if this was a 1, this would have to be a 2, and 5 plus 2 is 7, not 6. So that has to be 7, I think, which means this has to be 2. This has to be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, we didn't need to colour our 1s and 2s. We've actually got away without that. That's actually working. 2 by Sudoku is there. This has to be 8 because it's next to a 3 on the funny rule. So this is a 6 by maths. These digits are what? 1, 5, 7. So this is a naked single. 1, 5. This box has just got somehow finished. And let's try and do some more magic up here. So we've got 4, 6 at the top there, which means that could be a 6 on the path. And on the top here, we've got 3, 9 on the path. Not necessarily on the path. In fact, this can't be on the path. It would be cul-de-sac. All of this is desert. And these 2 digits are 5, 8. So, what do we learn from this? I don't know. Do I know what this is? Apparently not. 6 can come out of these cells, though. 7 can come out of this cell by Sudoku. Oh dear. And now I'm getting... That can't be on the path because it would be cul-de-sac. So this is desert. Right, so the path has to go... this can't be a 6 on the path now, because this would have to be a 1 on the path, and the 1 has gone from row 7. So the path does go south into a high digit, which is not a 7, and can't be a 6, because again, although the 6 and the 1 would work, where would you put the other 1 that has to be next to this 6? It can't go here by Sudoku, and it can't go into that row because of Sudoku as well. So this is 8 or 9. It's definitely not 4. now. And then after that, if we were to go into this cell, this would be a low digit, and it couldn't be 1, 2, 3, or 4 by Sudoku, so we don't go there next. If we went to this cell, this would have to be it would have to be a 3. And if we went to this cell, we can't go to this cell, it's the same problem. Well, it's not quite the same problem, but it's very nearly. This could be a 4, whereas this one couldn't be. But this being a 4 would make this a 9, and we get 2 9s on the path. So in fact, I've just realised something. Yeah, this is a 4 by Sudoku. It's just not. It's a 4, look, and it clears, but it's not on the path. And this is a 9, so it looks like it's trying to be on the path, because these are 5 apart, but it's not, because this would have to be a 9 as well. That is definitely desert. This is definitely path. And this has to be a 3. I hope that is clearing fog. We could then go down to an 8 here. That would work. Then that would work, because this would be a 7. Oh, in fact, that's exactly what happens. Because if we went east here from this 3, this would need to be an 8 or a 9 to be sufficiently different. An 8 and 9 have gone in the row. So we do go down to an 8 there, and that worked. Look, lovely. So that's green. This is purple. These are all filled in. And this 8 means this is 7. So we get 5 in the corner. We get 5 here, a 6 here. This is clearing fog. And that is off the path. So again, we had the opportunity for 1 and 6 to be together on the path, but they couldn't be because of the way the path would then have to continue. What about those digits? 8 and something, 6. Yeah, we can do that, can't we? That's just Sudoku. 8, 6. These digits are 1 and 7, which apparently is not resolved. And these digits are 4, 4, 5, 6, which is also not resolved, unfortunately. But this digit, oh, that's good. That is very good. This digit at the top is a high digit that has to be a 6 now. Now, what do we know about 6? It's going to have to be next to 1. So the path doesn't go there, because this would have to be a 1, and the 1's already appeared in column 2. And it doesn't seem to be able to go into any of those cells. Yeah, okay, because then to get out, it would the Douro would touch itself. So all of these are off the path. This is a 1, yes, by logic. That fixes my 1 and my 7 at the bottom of the grid. This column hasn't had 3 and 8 in it. So let's pop those pencil marks in. This is a 4, 5 pair. These digits are 2 and something, 2, 7, 9. Looks good, doesn't it? The Sudoku feels like it's trying to be in our favour, which is a rarity. 1 is placed. I don't know if that's on the path, though, so we need to be careful with that. 2s are nearly placed. Okay. And now there's probably a multitude of bridges I haven't added up. Although actually taking a quick look at the grid, I'm not seeing where the bridge is that I haven't done the maths on. So, Oh, okay. All right. This cell here, it could have been on the path, except if it was on the path, what polarity would it have? It would be high. And it sees 6, 7, 8, 9. So it can't be on the path. So this is on the path. And it is therefore high. And therefore it is 8. And this is 3. And that did nothing. So this is now on the path, which is a purple. The path seems to have to go here now. That is right, isn't it? Yeah, that is right, because this couldn't be high. So yeah, okay, I'm satisfied I haven't made a boo-boo there. So this is a high digit that's not 8. It can't be 6 in this position because it would be surrounded on both sides by 1. So it is 7 or 9. It could be next to a 2 if it was 7. That doesn't look impossible. And, well, okay, where does the path go from the 1 here? Now, it did have the option previously of going to a 6 here if this could have been a 1, but it can't be anymore. So the path doesn't go there. It definitely goes there into a high digit. Let's finish our colouring here so we're not remiss about that. Oh, and down here, naughty Simon. Okay, so this digit is high. It's not 9 or 7, and it can't be 6 because, again, it can't be surrounded by double 1. So that is 8. That did seem to clear fog. So this is 8, this is 5. This is 5, this is 4. This row maybe? What do we need? 2, 6, 9. That's a naked single 6. This is 2 or 9. This 6 gets us a 5 at the bottom of the grid. So we're left with a 4, 6 pair down here. This column, what do we need to put into it? 3? I think so. It gets me a 3, it gets me a 9. I'm chocolate teapotted properly in column 1 with a 2, 7, 9 triple. Oh, but I have got a 7, 9 pair now in row 2, so this should be a 4 or a 6, which apparently, well, it's not resolved, but the fact it's a 4 or a 6 gives me a 4, 6 pair in the column and makes this 7, this 6, this 6, this 4, and that is going to resolve this 4, this 4, this 6, and it is clearing fog as well, which is great. This column needs a something, 5 maybe? So these should be 2, 7, 9. So this, so is it the path that's going to sort everything out here? Yeah, it is, isn't it? It is. Because at this juncture, it looks to me like we've got sort of optionality from a Sudoku, purely Sudoku perspective, but we don't from a path perspective because this 8 can't go into a 4. So that 4 is desertified. All of this is desertified. The 4 must go into it. The 8 must go into a 2, which is going to clear up the Sudoku. This is a 9. And now, because this is path, though the path is finished, I think. So the Sudoku, let's just double check. So this path goes... So the path does touch itself there, look. Which I think is allowed, providing it's not an orthogonal touch. Yeah, I think we're okay. We've built a very colourful snaky Zambezi river, Douro river, through the grid. It's a beautiful puzzle. Really like that. Very enjoyable indeed, and it's correct. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Let me know. Well done, Xenonetix. Take a bow for that one. Very enjoyable. Let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.